All right, so this is going to be the solution to your exercise 22. It says you work for Twara International Airport and will analyze data about bus journeys taken each morning during 1 week. Dates are to be displayed in $DD/MM/4Y format. Unless specified otherwise, all times are to be displayed in this format and are set to GMT. Unless specified otherwise, do not edit, delete, or sort any data into the source files. You must use the most efficient method to solve these tasks. All work must be of professional standard and suit the business context. You're required to provide evidence of your work, including screenshots at various stages. Create an evidence document called this. So first of all, let's create the evidence document. This is my evidence document in Microsoft Word. We're going to save it in the same folder as M18 underscore our center number underscore our candidate number. The format is set to Word document. Click on save. Place your name, center number in the header of your evidence document. So you go to insert, you drop down header, always choose this option, which is blank 3 columns, because this gives you the alignment options as well. So click on it, add your credentials. In the header, we want our name, our center number, and our candidate number. Once done, close the header and footer. Open a new spreadsheet. Place these files as separate worksheets within your workbook. Ensure these worksheets are called M18 bus is going to be called bus. Destination is going to be called dest. Driver is driver. Seats is seats. So let's open up Excel. Blank workbook. So we are going to import, or let's say paste all data starting from bus, destination, driver, and seats. So let's open up bus. All right, so the bus file will take all data, copy it, bring it to our spreadsheet, paste it, best fit your data, and this needs to be named as bus.
सर खोल के कॉपी पेस्ट नहीं करना है बार बार इधर इंपोर्ट कर डेटा
New worksheet, paste your data.
सर इंपोर्ट भी नहीं करना
This needs to be named as test. This needs to be named as driver. It's going to be seats. So examine the data in these worksheets, analyze the contents of the worksheet named test, identify any errors and describe these in your evidence document, add an evaluation of the potential impact of these errors, the description of the error and your evaluation, what will be the impact, and then you are to correct the errors that you have identified and save the spreadsheet as Q1 followed by your center number, your candidate number. First of all, we look at the test worksheet errors. So terminal T is not capital. C, terminal C. So these are the two potential errors.
जो पिछले वाले यूनिट से उसको बस यही है सर दो बार दिया सर उसको चेंज करना होगा ऑब्वियसली
कहाँ पे?
जो अगली शीट में फर्स्ट वन सर दूसरी शीट को
First of all, we have to correct the errors over here. This is the worksheet that we were supposed to fix. Potential errors, that there were duplication. 2, that it was not The data was inconsistent. Why? The T was in small. It was a small letter. So I changed it to capital letter so that there's data consistency which is maintained. And then terminal D was basically duplicated onto C as well. This needs to be saved as Q1 followed by your center number, candidate number. I'm not going to save it. Point 2. In the worksheet bus, insert a new row between 1 and 2. By 6 marks.
Impact.
So destination in A2 and mean delay in B2. Once added, we're going to best fit this. And over here, the terminal D is also replicated. So this is going to be terminal C. Make the contents of the row 1, 2, 12, and 13. 1, 2, 12, and 13. I'm holding down control to select multiple cells or rows. So they are to be center line, horizontally center, vertically center, and then bold, attribute applied. Then for each journey, use a formula. Date column to extract a date from the bus code column. For example, if the 6 digits are 140118, the date would be 14th Jan 2018. So we are to extract the date. We use the date formula. Bracket open. Year is basically the 5th and the 6th character. So mid of this, starting the 5th character, we take out 2 characters. Comma. Month is basically the 3rd and 4th. So mid of the same, which is A14. Take out the 3rd character and the 4th character. So we take out 2 characters. And last of all, we need the day, which is the first 2 characters. So left of A14, and we take out 2 characters. So this extracted the date. And now we need the custom format. So we will apply text on top of it. And the format is going to be specified in speech marks. After comma, double D, 4 M's, 4 Y's. Speech marks close, enter.
Wow.
So this displays the complete date. However, it is not displaying 2018 because it was only the last 2 digits which were given. So Excel added the first 2 digits by itself from its production date. Okay. So these dates were missing. All we can do is we add 100 to our year extraction. That will make the total from 1900 to 2000. So automatically it will give its date year to be 2018.
Text 20 down here.
No. Destination column to extract the name of the destination using the single character embedded in the bus code column. So in order to check whether all the bus codes are consistent or not, I can quickly add another column, apply the length function onto my bus code. This comes out to be 14 and I can replicate for all. Quickly check if all the data is consistent. If it is, that means the character of the destination or the destination code is going to be at the same position. So we just count the number of characters 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it's the 11th character. So equals to mid of this starting number 11, we take out the first character. So this is going to be our destination code. Now this is going to be used as our lookup value. So we apply VLOOKUP, bracket open. This will act as a lookup value, comma, the table array, which is in the dest folder. We select this whole range. Make sure to make it absolute when you're taking reference from the same workbook or same another sheet. So you need to make it absolute. It will not be automatically absolute. Comma 2, comma 0. So that gives you the destination. Replicate for all. You have the corresponding destination. Next, late column to calculate the number of minutes the bus was late. If the bus was early, this should return 00:00. So in the late, we're going to apply the if function. So equals to if the arrival date is greater than the due date, then arrival date minus the due time. And if it is not greater or equals to, then it should display 0. So this is not the desired format. We need to show this in HH:/MM. So we right click, we go to format cells. We select the category as time and we set the custom format. We type our own format HH:/MM. Do we all get this? So we click on OK. Replicate for all. Minutes column to calculate the minutes the bus was late as an integer value. So for that equals to minute of this time, extract the number of minutes in the integer form. However, this is not correct.
The format is correct.
No, it is to be integer. It is integer. It is correct, but the answer is not correct, or the function is not correct. Answers might be correct, but the function is not correct. Why? Because it does not cater to all situations. What am I doing? I'm only extracting the minutes from the late column, right? What if the hours are there as well? What if the arrival time of this is not 8, this is 10:58? Then it means it is 1 hour 58 minutes late. So it is only extracting 58 minutes and not the hour section. Yes. So first let me change it back to the original data, which is 08. Now, first we are going to open up the bracket R of this time, extract it, multiply it with 60 to convert it into minutes. Close the bracket and plus the minutes. That will give you the total number of minutes. Enter. It gives you in the format of the R time. So click on format cell, select number, decimal places to 0, click on OK. So this is the integer format. The answer would be same, but now the function caters all situations. Okay. Next. Passenger column to extract the 9th character from the bus code. Look up the maximum number of seats on the bus for this journey. So equals to mid of A14, we take out the 9th character. Do we get this? Starting position 9, we take out only one character. This needs to be looked up in the seats. So whatever the extraction is, corresponding seat numbers हमें चाहिए, number of seats चाहिए. So what do we do? This will be acting as our lookup value, right? So apply VLOOKUP, bracket open. This becomes our lookup value, comma, table array is going to be taken from the seats. Make it absolute, comma 2 for the column index number, comma 0 for the exact match. We get not applicable. Why? The extraction that we did from the bus code, the 9th character, when we extracted, that was using the mid function. So it was in the text format. In the seats, the roots are basically in the number format. So corresponding value needs to be in number, which means that this needs to be multiplied with 1. And that will give us the number of passengers. We get this? क्यों? 1 extract हुआ था तो 12 आया.
7 हुआ है.
7 कहाँ पे? और बेटे मिनट से क्या हो गया था? एक्सट्रैक्शन तो 9th कैरेक्टर हो रही है ना? Minutes? Format number 0 decimal place. Needs to be in integer. Okay. In the mean delay column, use functions to calculate the average delay to each destination. Ensure that any errors are trapped and not displayed. Display the mean delay in this particular format. Mean delay. Okay. So if, what does mean delay means? Average for that terminal, for that destination. If I have to add all the late minutes for a particular destination, what do I do? I need to add all the late minutes for this. Yeah, sum if. So sum if from the range of destination.
Average if कर सकते हैं
Average if भी कर सकते. So this done, make it absolute, comma, the criteria, we take out these destinations, comma, the sum range from the late or the minutes. Minutes. Okay. Although it won't make any difference, you can take late as well because it automatically has to be formatted later on. It's better to take this, by the way.
This goes
Minutes, the late column. Okay, so it comes out to be mean delay is 412. Now this needs to be formatted as the time format, custom, and then we apply double H colon double M colon double S. This does not give us any answer. Why? Because we have selected the minutes column, which is in integer form. It is not able to follow the time format, which is why we are going to change it to column F, which is basically what? The late column. Average if भी कर सकते हैं. अच्छा, आगे देखो, it needs to be divided by what? The number of journeys by this particular or on at this particular destination. इस particular destination की journeys कितनी है? How do you do it? Count if. So divide by count if of the destinations. Destinations are basically taken from this range. Copy, paste, comma, the criteria is A3 and enter. So that's the mean delay. And if we talk about average if, so equals to average if, bracket open, specify the range. This is our range, absolute, comma, take out this and comma, then the late column, select this all, make it absolute, enter, and then we are to format this according to the hours, minutes and seconds. So click on format cells, time, click on custom, hours, minutes, seconds, gives us the same answer. Errors trap, very nice. So this function actually does not talk about trapping the errors. What can be the error? If I want to be more specific, I would only include the journeys which are actually delayed. That means I need to avoid the entries which have 0 late minutes. फर्क कुछ नहीं पड़ेगा. Just that I'm making sure that okay, 0 will never be counted. अभी क्या हो रही है? अभी 0 इसमें ऐड हो रहा है, इंक्लूड हो रहा है. यस, उसकी कोई वैल्यू का इफेक्ट नहीं आएगा, लेकिन आप इंश्योर कर रहे हैं कि अच्छा जी आप 0 को इंक्लूड कर ही नहीं रहे. समझ रहे? So in that case, you can apply equals to average if, bracket open, range. First priority should be given to the destination. No, this is the average range, sorry. So average range is the late column. Make it absolute, comma, criteria range 1. This is actually the destination. So from this range, make it absolute, comma, take out this, comma, now criteria range 2 from the late column. make it absolute, comma, criteria 2 greater than. Again, format this, right click, format, time, click on custom, and then minute and seconds. Now look at the difference. Why do you think there's a difference? The number of journeys, the number of journeys, the number of journeys are not counted. Okay. So this is the problem. With standard average, you are only to consider the journeys in which it was delayed, not the journeys which were not delayed. Average mean delay है ना, delays की बात हो रही है सिर्फ. टाइम से या टाइम से पहले अगर आ रहा है तो फिर तो नहीं ना होना चाहिए.
तो इसका मतलब वो उस पे टोटल हमने जर्नीज का लिया.
सो एवरेज डिले इसके ऊपर आ रहा है इम्पैक्ट ये.
या तो इसी को मॉडिफाई कर सकते थे फॉर वो.
ठीक है, एक ही बात है. सो replicate for all. Create a fully labeled chart to compare the average delays to each destination for the whole week. So this is the data that we need. We'll just select the data, we click on insert, we click on the bar chart, and we insert the chart. Then we need to fully label this chart. Let's resize this. Okay. Select, right click, select data. Over here, where it says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, we click on edit. We need to define the access label range, which is basically this. Click on OK. So the names of the destination are displayed. Chart title can be written as average mean delays each destination. Okay, so we can add the chart axis title, horizontal and vertical. The vertical will be mean delay time. Okay, and over here this can be destination. Okay, we can also add data labels on the outside end, so it will display all the values as well. This chart can be placed somewhere else, resize so that it is displayed appropriately. Done. In the mean delay column, use functions to calculate the average delay to each destination. Ensure that any errors are trapped and not displayed. Display the mean delay in this format. एवरेज डिलेज है ना, देखो जिनके अंदर आप क्या कह रहे हो, ग्रेटर देन 0 को हम कंसिडर ना करें?
नहीं, मैं कह रहा हूँ कि जो 0 के साथ है उनको भी. हाँ वही चाह रहा हूँ.
ओके,
जो 0 भी है उनको भी वो काउंट.
अच्छा चलो, फिर हमारे पास एक और डिफरेंट रिजल्ट भी आ सकते हैं.
तो पहले वाले क्या था,
ये कौन सी है? दिस इज दी लेट. Let me take this, paste it here. So equals to sum ifs, sum range. We are to add the late column, make it absolute, comma, criteria range 1, destination column, which is the E. काउंट इफ सिंपल हो जाएगा ना. सम इफ के अंदर हम क्राइटेरिया डाल देते हैं, काउंट इफ के अंदर हम नहीं डालेंगे. सही है.
अच्छा
Okay, so this is going to be absolute, comma, criteria 1, we take out the destination, comma, then from the late, we take only the entries which are actually late.
आंसर तो हो गया है ऐसे
Let's verify it. Answer वो नहीं आएगा. Comma, count if, bracket open, from the destination,
हाँ बिकॉज़ सो जीरो
comma, take out the destination. पहले वाला.
इसमें हम काउंट इफ सिर्फ वाले कॉल लगा दो मैं ये कह रहा हूँ बस कि स्टेटमेंट में ऐसे तुमने इतना क्लैरिफाई नहीं किया हुआ कि हमने
जीरो को कंसिडर करना है. तो एरर्स का मतलब यही है बेसिकली कि you should not be considering those times which are not late.
यूजर एरर तो आता ही नहीं है तो मतलब यही हो सकता है कि जीरो में
And as per my understanding, if the journey to that destination was not delayed, it should not be a part of the delayed process. That journey was not delayed. So why should I consider that time to be a part of the calculation of average delays? समझ आ रही बात की?
इंग्लिश कॉम्प्रिहेंशन की बात याद है
Exactly. So create a pivot table to show for each destination the total number of minutes late on each day. This must display the totals for each day, but not the totals for each destination. Grid lines must be visible. Create a report for the manager of the airport, which includes your pivot table, your chart. Chart कौन सा? जो अभी बनाया. ठीक है? Your pivot table, your chart. The report must fit on a single page portrait. Include your footer, the name, and the center number. But this is not a report. This is going to be made in your evidence document. Portable document format में हमने export करना. So this all information once made can be taken to Microsoft Word, and then from there you can print it in PDF. समझ आई? कहीं भी नहीं लिखा हुआ कि एक्सेल में करना. पिवट टेबल तो बनेगा एक्सेल में, लेकिन सेव करते हो रिपोर्ट आप पूरी पिवट इसमें बनाते हो, दैट इज नॉट द कंस्ट्रेंट. यू जस्ट हैव टू सेव इट इन पीडीएफ फॉर्मेट. प्री रिक्विजिट्स आपने पूरे करने. अब पिवट टेबल की बात करो तो मैथ्स में एक चीज यूज होती है जिसको हम बोलते हैं हिस्टोग्राम, या फिर हम यूज करते हैं फ्रीक्वेंसी टेबल. पिवट टेबल भी वही चीज, कितनी दफा अकर कर रही है. ठीक है. अच्छा, एक्सेस के अंदर इस पिवट टेबल को कहा जाता है क्रॉस टैब. एक्सेस में जब जाएंगे ना तो वहां पे भी पिवट टेबल्स बनेंगे, लेकिन उसकी ऑप्शन का नाम है क्रॉस टैब. एक्सेल में इसकी ऑप्शन का नाम है पिवट चार्ट. ओ लेवल का भी पार्ट है सिलेबस का वैसे बाय द वे. अच्छा जी, सो पिवट टेबल बनाने का तरीका देख लो बेटा जी. इट इज टू बी बेस्ड ऑन व्हाट? पिवट चार्ट फॉर ईच डेस्टिनेशन, total number of minutes late on each day. This must be displayed the totals for each day, but not the totals for each destination. Grid lines must be visible. So in order to make the pivot chart, we are to consider the whole data. So हम पूरे data को select करेंगे. Let me best fit the data first, and then select our given data. I'm selecting including the headings. Including the headings. ठीक है, the whole data is selected. Now what do we do? After selecting the whole data, we will go and click on insert, and then we click on pivot chart. The pop-up option comes in. It says select the table or range. We have already done it. So the pivot chart is based on this particular data. Where do you want the pivot chart to be placed? It can be on a new worksheet. It can be on an existing worksheet. If I choose existing worksheet, I will have to specify the location. From where do I need to place it? I can just select this cell and the pivot chart will be built over here. Or I can select new worksheet and click on OK. So it will create the pivot chart on a new sheet. ठीक है. So I will right click and rename this as my pivot chart, or it says pivot table, not pivot chart, because there's a difference between pivot table and pivot chart. So once this is created, at the top you can see that this is my pivot chart and this is my pivot table. See, now I need to make the settings. Once this is created, on the right hand side in the pane, the pivot table fields. Which fields do I need to include? I need to show the destinations, I need to show the dates, and I need to show what? The minutes late. Okay. Now look at this. Automatically generates the pivot table, although everything is appearing in just one or two columns. Why? Because there are more settings. Over here in the bottom section, I've got the rows, I've got the columns, filters, values. Values will contain the functionality you want to apply. So if I drop it down, I get to have value field setting, and I can count average, maximum, minimum, product, and so on and so forth. Okay, so we need to sum of minutes. We need to find the total. So you can see the chart is getting generated as well, and the pivot table. Okay, what about the rows? I can have the destination in the rows and the dates in the column. So I can click and drag, drop the date in the column section. Once I do this, look at my pivot chart. It changes. Now I have got the dates over here. I've got the destinations over here. A better representation of your data. Okay. If I want destinations in my columns, I will drop it here and date in the rows. So this is how it looks. Now the destinations are on this side and the dates are on this side. So it's up to you. They have not specified which should be on the rows and which should be on the columns. Acha. What about the pivot chart? This is not required. Pivot table is required. So we select it and press delete to remove it. Plus, they also said that we do not have to make the total of each destination, which is this, and each day, which is this. ये required नहीं है. नहीं, ये by default हो रहा है ना. Pivot table में by default हो रहा है. तो अब क्या करें? इसको अगर मैं select करता हूँ and I click on delete, तो ये क्या कह रहा है? We can't make this change for the selected cells because it will affect the pivot table. Use the field list to change the report. If you're trying to get insert or delete cells, move the pivot table and try again. So basically, this is going to be generated by Excel by automatically. ठीक है? ये पिवट चार्ट जो है ये आपके डेटा के साथ यहाँ पे लिंक है. हमें रिमूव तो फिर भी करना है. एंड वी ऑल्सो नो दैट वी नीड टू टेक दिस टेबल टू माइक्रोसॉफ्ट वर्ड. तो हमें वहां पे क्या लिंक चाहिए? कोई भी नहीं चाहिए. तो मैं क्या करता हूँ? I will select this all data. I will copy it and I will paste it here as values. अब इसे क्या हुआ? Data unlink हो गई. ठीक है. Now this can be removed. This row can be removed. ये बेहतर है. आगे देखो, आगे देखो, आगे देखो. These I can say margin center, and these are destinations, right? What about these? These are dates. What about this? Don't need it. Okay. What about the format? I will select this whole, click on format painter and come down, apply the same format to this. So we have the same color scheme followed on to the values that were selected. 2, I can make it more professional by center aligning these values horizontally and vertically. Also, the grid lines have to be displayed. So I will select this and apply borders. So in the home tab, we drop it down, we click on all borders. Grid lines displayed. Yep. Okay, now the table is ready. We just select our table, copy it, take it to our Microsoft Word, not the evidence, maybe another new document, paste your table here, fix your table. Okay, so once this is done, we need to place the chart as well, which is in this bus. So we select this chart, we copy it, and we come down to our document, we paste it here. So we can change the placement of the chart, we can resize, you can add the title, you can add the header and footer information, and then you print to PDF from Microsoft Word. The document is going to be generated. आगे देखो.
हम कहीं एक्सेल से भी ऐसे ले सकते हैं अगर चार्ट है उसको सेम शीट पे कैसे
Your manager wants a report on the drivers who have the fewest delays journey per week. Insert in the bus worksheet, the driver ID and the full name of each driver in the bus worksheet. So we're going to add the driver ID and the driver name. Okay. The driver ID for each journey is stored as the 12th and the 13 digits in the bus code. So we can apply the driver ID as mid of A14. We take out the 12th character and the 13th character, which is starting number 12, and we take out 2 characters. So this is the driver ID. We also have the information on the drivers. Look at the IDs. They are in number format. So we are going to change the number format, the driver ID into the number format by multiplying by 1. And then we can replicate it for all. What are the driver name? They have given us a preview of some results. So you can see Carl Roth. If I look at my driver file, I need to find, look at this. So that means the first order is forename, then a space, then surname. Okay. So over here, driver name equals to VLOOKUP, bracket open, lookup value is going to be this, comma, table array from the driver file, select the whole table, make it absolute, comma, index value is 3 for the forename, comma, 0 for the exact match. So you get the forename, then we need a space. So and speech mark space and then the same function. Column index number is going to be 4 and we close the bracket. This needs to have space speech marks. So this is the driver name. Done? Yes? Copy a list of the driver IDs and names into a new worksheet called report. For each driver, calculate the number of journeys that were on time or early. So we can copy these, take it to another worksheet, name this as report, and paste our results. Paste our results as values and not the function. Okay. Then select all of them. Select all of them, cut them, place them on top. Next, if this is going to be the list, we are to specify, create a report listing all the drivers who had more than one journey on time or early. So each driver, every driver. Over here in our data, the drivers, look at the drivers, they are repeated. You can see it? Okay. So let's say
पहले उससे कहीं फिर शून्य का भी
We will select the whole data. We select data. We click on remove duplicates. Click on it. The option comes up. My data has headers. The top has the headers, the title, driver ID and driver name. So skip them, but remove the rest of the duplicates. So we have found 21 unique values. Click on OK. Done. By the way, this similar process could be done from the driver worksheet as well. The only problem was over there, the forename and the surname are separated. Okay. So we have all of the drivers. Now what do we need?
for each driver calculate number of journey. ये भी तो
More than one. Journey on time or early.
सर ऊपर भी तो कहना है ना for each driver calculate number of journeys at on time और
हाँ तो वही चीज है,
अच्छा वो नीचे भी सो लिखा हुआ
लेकिन उसको फिल्टर करेंगे मोर देन वन जर्नी करना है. अगर मेरा टोटल नंबर ऑफ जर्नीज काउंट करनी है एक ड्राइवर की, नंबर ऑफ जर्नीज, अगर मेरा टोटल नंबर ऑफ जर्नीज करनी है तो क्या करूं?
लिखा हुआ है
Equals to count if. What's the range? In the bus, I will select all the driver IDs or the names. It's up to you. So this is my range. Make it absolute, comma. Come back in the report, driver ID. This is my criteria. So these are the journeys. ठीक हो गया. But I need to count only those which are early or on time.
अच्छा जिनके zeros मतलब
ठीक है, अर्ली और ऑन टाइम. तो वो कैसे करें?
सर उससे लेट वाले
उस डेटा में शॉर्ट टाइम और फुल टाइम दिया हुआ है.
देखो,
क्या
काउंट एफ्स. ठीक, ड्राइवर्स तो निकला है, कॉमा, रेंज टू बस,
मिनट्स कॉलम
मिनट्स कॉलम और द लेट कॉलम, एनी कॉलम. लेट नहीं निकालनी, अर्ली और ऑन टाइम निकालनी, कॉमा,
equals to 0
equals to 0. So over here the criteria is going to be
जल्दी क्या
वो हमें जल्दी
लेट में बेटा जी 0 ही आ रहा है ना.
नेगेटिव वैल्यूज में आ
So 31 journeys. Replicate for all. Do we get this?
then more than one
And then filter it. You need to have those which have more than one journey. So greater than one uska lag jayega. So that means ke these and these are going to be eliminated because they only have one, or let's say no journey which was early or on time. Report will be saved in the rich text format, must be in ascending order of the number of journeys. It must be set out like this. So number of journeys.
ये हो जाएगा सब.
Note that the number shown are example. So apply the filter, sort the data, take it to Microsoft Word, add your title, add your credentials, print this in PDF. Your job is done. You also have to name of the week's best driver. So the one with the maximum number is basically this. So that name needs to be written at the bottom of the chart as well. This was the solution to your exercise 22.